Hello and welcome to the Crochet Cakes YouTube channel. My name is Clarissa, and this month I thought we would have a little cozy, crafty chat about what I've been making during the month of May. Hello my lovely crafty friends. I hope that you've been doing well and that crochet has kept you in good company, or perhaps you've delved down another crafty rabbit hole, because I know that I have picked several new hobbies since the last time we had a little crafty chat together. So we actually have a lot to get through this month. I have some little admin to go through right at the very beginning, and then of course we're gonna have a chat about what I've been making during the month of May, and as I said, the hobbies I've just fell down because of, well, they called my attention. So at the very top of the podcast, I first want to take a little moment to welcome any new subscribers, any new viewers. I noticed that our subscriber count has grown and so has our viewer count. So thank you so much for wanting to join my little crafty corner of the internet, and especially for pressing that subscribe button. If you are a returning viewer, then you guys know I love you, and I'm sending you lots of crafty love and happy moments. But I just wanted to take a moment to let you know how much I appreciate that, and how much I appreciate all the emails you guys send my way, and all the new newsletter subscribers as well. If you are interested in just keeping up with weekly Crochet Cakes content, then you can of course subscribe to the newsletter. It will have a double opt-in because laws, you know, I need to know that you do want to subscribe to my newsletter. I cannot just subscribe you for you. So I will leave a direct link to the newsletter if that sounds like something that interests you. And here's a little view of last week's newsletter. I typically send them on a Sunday, and today I'm recording on a Tuesday. Actually, I'm recording on May 30th. So tomorrow is my 4-year wedding anniversary. And traditionally, at least in the United States, it's a year where you celebrate anniversary gifts that have to do with fruit and flowers. So I don't know, I'm trying to plan at least one of our meals revolve around fruit, which is very rare actually. I'm more of a bread person. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed that little sneak peek of my newsletter. As I said, I tend to send a newsletter out every Sunday, and the topics vary, but I try to include a little bit of what my thoughts were during the week, a little bit of what I've been reading, listening to, or watching, and of course any crafty updates, as well as any crochet patterns that have called my fancy. Now I do admit that I haven't kept up to date with the recent crochet pattern publications and such, because I've just been deep diving into a pattern test that I will share more with you a little bit later on in this video. On the topic of thank yous and rabbit holes and all that, thank you to everyone who's purchased a pattern of the vintage wave sweater or the monthly sweater. Those have been my most popular patterns on Ravelry, and I completely understand why. I love them too. So thank you if you've bought or made any of these patterns, or if you've browsed the free version that is available on my website. It really does mean a lot. And as I said, I want to try and keep my patterns as accessible as possible. So I will always try to have at least a portion of a pattern free, so you can familiarize yourself with the writing and such, because, you know guys, we just need to keep crochet in our lives. So anything that I can do to help keep crochet in your life just makes my day a little bit better. Also, in a little bit of crafty news, if you follow Claudia of Crochet Luna, she may have already published this year's first video for the Summer Romance Cal. Now I do apologize if you didn't find the link in the description box when I first released the last video. That's because I myself couldn't find it. I forgot it was a live, so it goes in a separate section of my YouTube channel. So if you go to my YouTube channel, you can see the different tabs, options that are available for you, and one of them will be lives, shorts, videos, uploads, things like that. So if you click the live, it's there. It's the only live I've ever done for this channel. But we will be recording another video this coming weekend in which we will discuss our couples and possible patterns. So this year's theme for the Summer Romance Cal is sci-fi romances. And as I said in my newsletter, and as I said in Claudia's video, I've never read a sci-fi romance. I've seen sci-fi because, of course, Star Trek, Star Wars, and things like that. But I have my eye on a little sci-fi novel that I will have to purchase on Kindle. It's called Iron Widow. I will leave a link in the description box below. It will be an Amazon link, and I am part of the Amazon affiliate program, so any purchases you make through there, I get a little bit of a commission for at no extra charge to you. Or of course you could just do your own Amazon search and have fun with that, because hey, love of crafting, love of reading. If we share it, we need to brag about it, we need to talk about it, we need to form a very tight-knit community full of love. And that is why Claudia and I always run the Summer of Romance crochet along or knit along, because we just want to spread joy and love and yeah, just be happy together and have fun together, okay? So if you're looking for more details on the Summer Romance Cal, I will leave Claudia's channel linked down below so that you can watch her most recent video, which should be all about the Summer Romance Cal. And if not, then you can subscribe to her channel and be aware of when Summer Romance Cal starts and when the video goes live as well. Now on to things that I was making during April but I hadn't finished, and now they're finished, or finished items. And I am wearing one of the finished items. This is the, oh my god, I always get it wrong. It is either the Birthday Bellini Bralette or the Bellini Birthday Bralette. I don't know why I always just play Scrabble with the name, and just every time I mention it, I somehow say a different name. But I will leave the correct name of the pattern right here for you. And this is a pattern slash kind of like mini video tutorial that you can access if you are subscribed to Chelsea's of Knitting Tipsy's Ko-fi. So if you're subscribed to Chelsea's Ko-fi, you get treated to some special videos, and one of them is the video for how she made this top. So I'm going to remove my outer linen top so you can see this bralette, and I will of course insert a video of me just prancing about right here. But this is a, I would say it's an easy make, as in it's kind of mindless and it's very, very enjoyable. Having said that, I made plenty of mistakes in this bralette pattern. I will not lie to you. The final like mistake is, and it's pretty easy to fix, I haven't sat down to actually fix it. When I attached the straps to the bag, I attached them way too close to my actual underarm area, and of course that means that whoop, they fall very easily. So that's one of the reasons why I have this outer shirt on. The other reason is that I get cold a lot, so I like to layer. But anyway, this Birthday Bellini Bralette, or Bellini Birthday Bralette, whichever one it is, was a really fun make. It's very cropped. I chose a yarn that I didn't think was too appropriate for it, just because it's very rough actually. I have not actually blocked this properly. I did steam it to, you know, kill some bacteria, because when we work with our crochet, maybe we don't always wash our hands, or maybe the dog slept on it, or we threw it on the floor and stepped on it in a fit of rage. Any of those can contribute to germs. So it's always good to wash your crochet for that reason, even if you like don't believe in the merits of blocking, which fair. I ran away from it for many years, mostly because I finished the piece, I want to wear the piece. I do not have the patience for like the weaving in of the ends, and then you know you have to wash it, and then you have to wait for it to dry, and then if you didn't lay it just right on the mat, you get like skewed and you wear it and it looks weird, so you have to wash it again. It's a saga. It's a saga. So I completely understand, but blocking does have its merits, and I do it now. I go through that pain now because I am convinced. But something you need to try. Nobody can convince you. It's just something you need to try. So this bralette, I made it with a cotton silk yarn blend, but the silk is like a particularly rough silk. In addition to that, it's a memory of Japan, because I crocheted it with yarn that I bought in Japan. Now, unfortunately, I think I just threw the tag away, but I did have 40 grams of it, and this is what's left over. Yeah, so 40 grams of this like fingering weight slash sport weight cotton silk blend was enough to make this beautiful, birthday Bellini Bralette. I use it more like a crop top instead of a bralette, and today I went for like a beach lounging look where you want to look cute but you also don't want to tempt the Dracula summer, so you know, it's somewhere in between. And speaking of, if you do want to see me wearing this bralette at the beach, you can check out Knitting Tipsy's live from a couple of Wednesdays back. I came out on the live with her and Molly May of Ponder and Ply, and we were at the beach. So there. Other things that I have finished are the bloom top, and I will insert pictures of this top because I want you to be able to see its details. So some of the pictures will be here beside me, and some of them I'm just gonna cover my face so you can see the entirety of this bloom top. The bloom top is a paid for pattern available on Ravelry, but it is also a free pattern available on my blog. And it is a design that I was working on while I was traveling in Japan. So this is like a Japan heavy episode. This is a Japan heavy episode because I did put to use 2 of the yarns that I bought in Japan, and I'm also sharing one final time the bloom top, which was a pattern that I crocheted for my birthday this year. And incidentally, that was my first entry to the Celebrations Crochet Along, which was a crochet along that I hosted so that we could celebrate whatever we wanted to celebrate together. I was celebrating my birthday because it started on the 12th of March and it ended quite recently actually. So I will have a little clip at the end to choose the winner for a special prize that I'm still consolidating, but that I hope will interest you. And once again, thank you to everyone that participated using the hashtag Celebrations Crochet Along, but also participating on the Ravelry chatter thread. So what I am going to do is I'm going to pull those people and names together, and I'm going to draw from there. It'll be a random number generator, so as fair as I can make it. Okay, so back to the bloom top, by the way. This bloom top was a pattern that I had previously published with a magazine, but I wanted to make it in a more readily accessible yarn. And I chose, if I do say so myself, a particularly beautiful yarn, and that is, here, that is Elixir from We Crochet. And this is a yarn that's got a very interesting blend, and it's so soft and cozy and comfy. Like, if you are a person that loves cozy, this is a yarn for you. It is a 45% alpaca, 35% merino, 20% linen blend. So this is a blend that the more you wash it, the lighter it becomes, because alpaca doesn't have a lot of memory to it, but it is very warm. And linen just gets softer the more you wash it. So for the blocking, I did wash and block this pattern twice, and I did block it gently, so I pinned it down into my mats twice, and it did, you know, stretch out a little bit each time, so that is good. And I don't know, it's just a beautiful, beautiful, lovely yarn, and I love squishing it. So squish is 10-10. And I would like to think that my pattern is also a 10-10. It features embroidery on the shoulders if you would so like, or it could just be a plain vest top if you don't want to do any embroidery. So it's a fun pattern, and it's a good transitional piece if you actually have spring. All right, so that is my 2 finished objects. One of them is my own design, and actually I have another design by Chelsea of Knitting Tipsy. I applied to test this pattern, and I'm only going to share it briefly here with you because I do plan on making a complete separate video talking all about the Shell Yeah Tankini. So this is the bottoms of the Shell Yeah Tankini. I did make a little, it's not a mistake, but you know, I will talk about that in a later video. But this is the bottoms and this is the top. So technically they are finished, but I do have some ideas on things that I would like to edit. But as I said, I'm going to be doing a completely separate video for the Shell Yeah Tankini. So if that is something that you're interested in, stay tuned to this channel. I will say though, little thing, I did use Regia cotton, so it's like their cotton sock. It has polyamide and cotton in it mostly, and that is what I used to make this tankini. And on the topic of this Regia cotton sock yarn, we can move on to one of my first works in progress, which is my husband's anniversary socks. I'm still calling them a work in progress because today I will sit down and cut the afterthought heel for this sock that is on my left hand. The sock on my right hand does have the crochet afterthought heel already, and I did film an updated video while working on this crochet afterthought heel so that you guys can work one up too if you would like. So there are differences in these socks because I wanted my husband to tell me which sock fit him better. I had originally planned on cutting a little bit below the cuff to the sock that already has the heel on and actually adding more of a leg, but my husband said he really liked this height. So I think I'm actually gonna have to rip back a little bit from this sock that doesn't have a heel because I did make it longer, but we shall see. He really liked the fit, and this was a Regia cotton Colors of the World that I picked from the trip to Japan. If you didn't watch my Japan yarn haul video, then I will link that for you in the description box below so you can see all sorts of yarny shenanigans that I got up to in Japan. Yeah, so these two were just the tip of the iceberg when it came to yarn purchasing. I have to say, I really enjoy this Regia cotton sock yarn. It's, when you're weaving in ends, it splits a lot, and it splits in a way that you can see the polyamide nylon innards and the cotton threads really separating. So I am curious to see how this will wear and tear, which is also why I chose it for my tankini purposes. But that is saying way too much about the tankini project, which I still need to keep a secret. Other things that I am working. So what other things am I working on? I am also working on the revamp of the crochet flower duster. So yes, the crochet flower duster is one of my it's one of my most popular, or one of my more popular designs, I should say, and I completely understand. I have it, I wear it all the time, and I dream of making 3 different versions of it. So let me explain. The first one, of course, is this revamp made with Kotlin Recrochets Kotlin DK, which is a cotton linen blend, perfect for summer. It is DK weight, very light on my hands. So as I said, I'm regrading this, but I also want to make a version in fingering weight cotton yarn, and then I also want to make a version in wool, and I'm trying to like decide if I want to do a fingering weight or a sport weight held with mohair, because I think you want it to be something really, really warm for winter. And for that version, I actually think I'm going to do a new design based on the flower duster stitch, but a new design. So I will definitely let you know if that does tend to happen. I don't know, this stitch, the crochet, I call it the crochet flower stitch. It's a stitch that I absolutely love, and it's so versatile, and I just want to keep showcasing that. This, of course, was actually the first design that I ever made with this stitch, but we do have another design that was made with this stitch, and it is the flower child top. That one features the, oh, itchy eyes. Ooh. That one features the flower stitch running right down the middle, and the rest is plain double crochet. So that is also a favorite of mine. I wear it all the time, both the green version and the grayish version that I made. So I'm very happy to be working with this stitch again, and I'm also very happy to be bringing this pattern to you in more sizes, just because. And I'm also very happy to be bringing this pattern to you in more sizes and hopefully in more yarn making opportunities so that you can use stash if you've got it. Oh, and like, I don't know if Michael still has these and they're on sale, but my flower duster is living in this like very 90s plastic beach small tote, and I absolutely love it for carrying my crochet around. It fits the duster, it fits the yarn, and I have my notions pouch in there so I don't have to worry about losing my needles or stitch markers or my hook, because of course this has holes in it. But if you're in Australia, I believe that my friend Anna of Stitchcraft and Wizardry carries like the original, I forget what they're called, jellies? Yeah, I think she carries them still, so you can check out her shop. I'll leave the store link down below. She used to have a brick and mortar store, but understandably, she had to switch to online only. So those are my makes, the things that I've actually been working on. Now, if you follow me on Instagram or you're subscribed to my newsletter, you will already know that this past Wednesday, like last week, literally last week, I had a very good Wednesday. And in that Wednesday, I got to meet a longtime crafty friend, viewer of this podcast, probably from the very beginning, Fiona. Lovely Fiona is all the way from Scotland. She lives in Scotland, so she lives in the UK, and she was coming over to Florida, and as they were driving down to Miami, she asked if she could stop by because she had a package for me. And I was just, number one, not expecting her to have a package or be willing to actually, you know, drive by my house or any of that. And it was the sweetest package ever. So the package included cookies, which are long gone, but I will leave the link down below to the Instagram reel where I shared those cookies. What I can't share that I have right in front of me is some of the gifts that she included in this beautiful package. And one was this West Yorkshire Spinners yarn, which is green. It is beautiful tones of green and white. They say it's ideal for socks, but you guys know that I will be using this for a garment. And in fact, I had started a garment. I read the instructions wrong and I had to rip the garment back. But future me will be making the Friendship Has Lace Borders top. You see what I mean about names? I always change them. So the Friendship Has Lace Borders top is a knit crochet collaboration between Molly May of Ponder and Ply and Chelsea of Knitting Tipsy. So Chelsea designed a crochet version of a pattern and Molly of Ponder and Ply designed a knit version of a pattern. It was on the hot right now list on Ravelry last week, which exciting. I love it when good things happen to people. I just love it, okay? And I celebrate right along with them. So that is what I had started with this. And that is also what you guys voted on Instagram. You voted for me to make the Friendship Has Lace Borders top in this beautiful West Yorkshire Spinners yarn. But I have a little surprise for you. I am also going to be adding the bright green color that I shared in that reel because I cannot resist. Even though I will say that I think I am entering more my Witch of the Woods green era. So instead of like chartreuse and greens that are very bright, because I still like those, but lately I've been really drawn to like sage green, olive green, no, not camouflage green, just sage, like greens that have like a little bit of brown in them and like bronzy golden undertones. Yeah, so I'm calling it my Witch of the Woods era. Then again, if I could curse some people, I would. Just saying, just putting that out there. But back to lovely Fiona. She also included some Susan Crawford yarn. I've never worked with this yarn, but it is a very British blend. It's a blend of Southdown, Blueface Leicester, and Shetland fleeces. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think this yarn would be very, very good for color work. And these colors scream Christmas to me, so I might have to make maybe a little colorwork Christmas coaster or something like that. I imagine this one would also be very good for felting because it is pure wool. Smells sheepy. All right, and one other thing is she wrapped all this package up beautifully with fabric, which I greatly appreciate. It's number one, it's a beautiful fabric, and number two, I really like the idea of wrapping gifts with fabric, especially when you're giving them to crafters, because I think we can always just use more materials to fuel our imagination. So this is a Alice in Wonderland fabric. The background is pink. It's got the flamingos from the Queen of Hearts, and it's got the Alice on it. And if you are new here, you probably don't know, I am an Alice in Wonderland fan because mostly the Mad Hatter is correct. We're all mad here. And as in mad, as in the British version of mad, not the American version of mad, which just means angry. So those are some of the goodies that Fiona included. And it just brings me so much joy just to look at it. Like, I don't even have to do anything with it. Just I look at it and I'm like, people are so sweet. Like, I don't know, it brings out warm, fuzzy, woolly feelings in me, and I'm here for it. So, other things, because I did tease at the beginning that I fell down some particular rabbit holes. And I'm just gonna preface this by saying, if you've never had a hobby, then I will just warn you, hobbies are a trap. Let me explain. And you can tell me if you agree or disagree with me down in the comments below. But let me explain. The more hobbies you have, the more financial backing that you need to source materials and support said hobbies. Because, you know, if your hobbies are knitting and crochet, then your primary source of expense would be yarn, crochet hooks, and needles. But you can share the yarn between your knitting and your crochet. But let's say you, like me, fell down a coloring book rabbit hole. Actually, that's an intriguing notion, using our scraps of yarn to color in the pages of coloring books. Somebody do that. Somebody do that and tell me how it goes. Now I'm tempted to do that now. Anyway, let me show you what I got. I got this off Amazon, so I will link it for you down below as well. This is Creative Haven Find Your True Colors Country Kitchen Charm Coloring Book. And I love it. I love it. I am using markers actually to color this in. And they're so cute. Life is short, eat dessert first. I live by that. I live by that, especially in my 20s. I would go to restaurants and I would order dessert first when I was eating with my friends. And people would always, like, you know, do what people do. And they would look at you like, why are you eating with dessert? And I would literally reply, life is short and I'm going in for the dessert. Because if I die between my dessert and my first meal, at least I had the best part of the meal. That was my reply. So yes, this, I fell down the coloring book rabbit hole. So that is one rabbit hole. The other rabbit hole, my husband is very glad I fell down. And it's a gaming rabbit hole, yes. So when we first got together, he tried to turn me into a gamer, and that didn't happen. To be fair, he did choose games that I find very visually appealing, and I do enjoy the narrative of them. So Uncharted and Assassin's Creed, some of the Assassin's Creed ones, they are very visually striking, very well done, very appealing. The storylines are beautiful, but I get anxious playing them. So I'd rather watch him play them so that I can just, you know, close my eyes when he has to jump through buildings and things like that. And you know, I don't get frustrated because I'm not the one that's falling off the building if I miss a jump. Okay? Yes, that makes me anxious. But Instagram, lovely Instagram Reels suggested cozy.games, I believe is her Instagram handle. And here on YouTube, she is Cozy K Games, or just Cozy K. I will leave it linked here in the description box below. Anyway, her name's Kennedy, and she introduced me to the world of cozy gaming. And now I just want to play games that look cute, and I can do things like deliver mail. And before you suggest Animal Crossing, I do own Animal Crossing. This is a constant strife between me and my husband because he got it to me because he knew I like cozy things. Hello, I crochet, I bake, I have tea. Tea is my lifeblood. Cozy, right? So he's like, here's the coziest game, everybody loves it. Here's Animal Crossing. Guys, I have to pay a mortgage in Animal Crossing. Like, I have to go work to make money to pay my mortgage so I can have a house. Let me just say, I still live in a tent in Animal Crossing. Not in real life, of course. You're seeing my office. But yeah, so Animal Crossing made me really frustrated. And I told my husband, listen, if I want a game where I have to pay a mortgage in order to own my house, I'll just play my real life because we have to do that in real life. So instead, I recently completed my first game. I have a Mac, so it's a game that I can actually play on my Mac. It was called Mail Time. Now, I know a lot of people don't like it, and my husband himself had several complaints about the way this game was developed. But visually, it was beautiful, and you can fall off places and not die, and you're a little mushroom that delivers mail. That's the point of the game. You're a little mushroom that has to deliver mail and explore this beautiful forest. I loved it. I loved it. So those are the 2 rabbit holes I fell down this week. I'm going to leave this chat here for now because, guys, we have a lot of work to get to. It's Tuesday, and at the end of the day, I'm probably gonna have to go step foot in a grocery store because I need to source some materials for my breakfast and lunch menu for tomorrow, which of course means that I have to thoroughly clean the kitchen because I've been running from every and all adulting since Friday. Yeah, it's like adulting. No, I'd rather just be eternally 5 right now. Oh, speaking of just running away from things, I've been reading a lot. If you're subscribed to my newsletter, you know what I've been reading. And if you are not, you can just check out my Amazon storefront, which I will link down below. And I have a little list there called Reading and Stitch. And I update it with books that I've read and actually liked. Like if I read a book and I didn't really enjoy it, I'm not gonna put it on that list. But, you know, books, very personal preferences. So, yeah. So that is it from me in this video, guys. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope that you had a good, crafty little break. You got to sit down, or I don't know, maybe I'm helping you do chores and keep you motivated. And if that is what I'm doing, you are solid, okay? I hope that you guys had a good time just hanging out with me. If you like this video, then you can give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, then you can subscribe to my YouTube channel to see more content like this. I generally upload it used to be every other Monday, but I listened to you guys, and most of you guys watch YouTube on the weekends. So I'm now gonna be uploading every other weekend. So yes, as I was saying, I will upload every other weekend, and my next video will be the shell tankini video where I am going to talk about all about my experience crocheting the shell tankini. And that is all I will say on that matter. I'm hoping the video will be really fun for you guys. I'm going to try a new format, and I hope you guys enjoy it as much as I know I'm going to enjoy it. Don't forget to tune in to the very end to see who is going to win a lovely little We Crochet sample gift. And that is actually not sponsored by We Crochet, just saying I have yarn that I want to share. So thank you for spending some little crafty time with me here today, and I will see you guys in my next video. Goodbye. Editing Clarissa here. So after checking the hashtag for the celebration crochet along and after checking the Ravelry group, we have 3 voices, so that means 3 people participated. So I did a random number generator from 1 to 3, and number 3 was Evelyn. So Evelyn, please get in touch with me through email or wherever is easier for you, so you can send me your address and I can send you these lovely 200 grams of City Tweed DK yarn.